With love to Professor Tolkien. Recently I've been watching old archive footage of Professor JRR Tolkien and found myself inspired by his humble attitude and extensive knowledge on language and literature. He described himself as once puny and timid and a rather ordinary scholar, and felt that he was elected as a professor largely because of the casualties of the war and not because of his skill. I think many, myself included at times, often find it hard to keep in check their more animal desires and nature and constantly seek approval from those around them. But I think when I look at Tolkien, I see a man driven by passion, and it warms my heart. He exemplifies what I think of as British culture, the culture I was born into. My family has all lived in small English countryside towns for as long as there is record, and for me the Shire felt like home. Not just an ideal home, but quite literally home. British countryside. Now the reason I say this is I think what Tolkien accomplished with his Middle-earth makes for a fascinating case study on labour and love. He didn't live to see the heights his creation would rise to in later years, but for him I don't think it really would have mattered. He had a fascination with language, and wrote for escapism, and the revitalisation of Anglo-Saxon myth. He imbued his work with his extensive knowledge and made something that the world accepted. Although his work can be twisted and changed into both good and bad, it all achieves his purpose, to bring ideas of modern myth to future generations. If even one person reads his book because of the media that has begun to spiral from his creation, then perhaps his goal was achieved. I study international relations and language and love reading. I see someone like Tolkien, an expert on many languages, a professor at Oxford University, who seemed to feel his situation was happenstance, and I take comfort in knowing that whatever I'm doing, I should just enjoy the simplicity of it all. So, I'll think of Tolkien often when writing, and imbuing my own stories with what little I have gathered in life, and find peace in the action of simply doing, not desiring. Thank you, Professor Tolkien, for you have done more than you intended, but as much as was destined. George.